But you say, well, David, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, great. Let's say you're set up on 6 boxes. 90 days goes into the business. 6 months goes into the business. You're set up on 6 boxes of coffee. Fantastic. But let's just say you sponsor a vast grant into your business. For one, it will never happen if you're on 6 boxes of coffee auto because you wouldn't even see him. You wouldn't even recognize him. You would not even recognize a vast grant that can come into your business and in less than 1 year be a diamond consultant, and in less than 2 years be a $1 million earner in this company. You wouldn't even recognize it because you're not prepared for it. Does that make sense, guys? Yes. He will never put anything on you that you can't handle. So you can handle a vast grant on 6 boxes of coffee ownership. Let me paint the picture for you. Bass comes into your business. You're on 6 boxes of coffee ownership. He has his first coffee and jazz mixer. 50 people show up. Ooh. You got 6 boxes. You already drank 1 box, so you really only have 5 boxes left. And so what you do at your coffee and jazz mixer, instead of giving out samples of coffee, what you do is you go ahead and open it up, and you cut up a sachet, and you walk around and have people smell the coffee. So, hey, why don't you smell it? Just go ahead and smell the coffee. I mean, you can't drink it. Or better yet, what you'll do is you'll make 3 cups. You'll make a cup of the latte, a cup of the black, and a cup of the mocha, and you have everybody share 1 cup. Go ahead and pass the cup around. Take 1 sip, 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 pass. So y'all get that? Way on. You wouldn't even recognize it, guys. You got to be prepared for an explosion to come into your business. When you're trying to decide if you're going to set up the ownership, guys, how are you going to set up the ownership? There's 4 things you need to look at. 1, you need to look at what is my personal consumption? How much coffee am I going to be drinking every month? If you know you're going to drink all 3 boxes, you probably don't want to be on 3 boxes of coffee ownership. 2 is how much coffee am I going to be sampling? You're going to need to give what? Coffee away to actually acquire what? Customers. So you have to determine how many people per day am I going to sample. Am I sampling 2 people a day? Am I sampling 5 people a day? Whatever that is. Then you're going to have to determine how much coffee am I going to retail. Am I retailing 1 box a day? Am I retailing 1 box a month? Whatever it is. All of our distributors, okay, that actually build this business, following our system, on average have at least 10 customers that actually purchase coffee from them every single month. Minimum. Okay, that purchase at least 2 boxes of coffee from them. All right? So you got to determine that, and then you're also going to have to determine how much coffee am I going to wholesale for the new people that actually get involved in my business. Is it possible to build a business on 6 boxes of coffee ownership?
No.
It's impossible, guys. Okay? It's impossible. Okay? But you got to let go of the broke mentality. When you look at the word mentality, mentality, you got to study words, guys. It's one of the things you need to start doing. Start studying words. Mentality. There's 3 words in here. Men, mental, and mentality. Men. How many of you know what men means? Okay. How many of you know what a man is?
Yeah. Plural. Men.
They're all around you right now. Okay? Man is plural for man. Good deal. How many of you know what mental is? What does mental have to do with?
Mind.
Mind. The 3rd word in there is tality. Tality is the great reality of your life. The great reality of your life. So that means that if you have a broke mentality, that means that being broke has become the great reality of your life. Does that make sense? So you're going to have to develop a wealth consciousness, guys. You're going to have to develop that. If you're afraid to let money go, that means you're afraid that money will ever come in. If you're afraid to let it go, that means you're afraid that it will never come back. And fear never gives you what it is that you want. Ever.
That's right.
Okay? So make sure you're set up on the right ownership. Make sure everybody is actually purchasing a box of latte. I'm still talking about the 30-day game plan. What it is that you need to do to execute this business within your first 30 days. Also, step number 2 is you want to build a list. Build a list of contacts. You're going to build 2 lists. You're going to build a list of coffee drinkers, and you're going to build a list of potential business partners. People that are looking to get involved in this business. Okay? Now, your coffee drinker list, 50 people, you're going to basically call those individuals and actually use our coffee sales script. We have a coffee sales script, guys. How many of you have seen or used our coffee sales script? Absolutely incredible. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I built my list and John was on my list. John was a coffee drinker. I'm going to call up John. I'm going to say, hey, John, listen, I just launched my own healthy beverage company, and I launched it with 3 flavors of healthy coffee. I really need your help. I would love for you to be one of my first preferred customers by purchasing a box of coffee for me. If you like the coffee, I'll show you how you can get it wholesale. If you don't like it, I'll never ask you to buy anything from my company again. Can I count on you? How many of you can do that? See, the reason why this works in our company is because those 50 people on that list, we know they already utilize our product. Does that make sense? Most other companies, we have to introduce you to the product. Say, hey, have you ever heard of this? You're not calling anybody and say, hey, have you ever heard of coffee? And for some of you say, well, I don't drink coffee. Well, why do you have a coffee table in your house? Well, I don't drink coffee. Why do you have coffee mugs? If you don't drink coffee, why do you even have coffee in your house? Because you know people come by and they want coffee. Okay? So you've got to make sure you build your list of coffee drinkers. Also build your list of potential business partners. Now, there's 2 ways that you actually categorize your list. Okay? Now, when you're dealing with your warm market, you can categorize your list with what we call the 4 checkers. Okay? That's on the cash cow CD, and you need to purchase one of those. Get one of those from your upline, Ruby, Emerald, or Diamond. A cash cow CD. It talks about the 4 checkers. Okay? Is this person a self-starter? Is this person teachable and coachable? Does this person have the means to get started in this business right away? Does this person have a set of influence? Those are some things that you need to look for when you're building your list of potential business partners, that you're going to do what we call the ITS. Invite, taste, and share. That's what we call that. The invite, taste, and share process. Another way that you can categorize your list is through what I call the 5 pointers. Okay? 1, is this person 25 and older? Okay? Me personally, I do not prospect people that are younger than 25. I do not talk to them about this business. Because I know just younger than that, you're probably just not thinking about becoming wealthy. Most people are not thinking about that. Now, I was a little different. Bass Grant was a little different. Okay? But most younger, no, it's probably not a priority for them right now. And I know that from experience. Okay? Club, auto shit. Club wins. Does that make sense? But somebody that's 25 and older, somebody that's married, somebody that's got some kids, they own a home, right? They're making anywhere from $40,000 to $80,000 a year. They know they need this business. Does that make sense? They're going to make the necessary sacrifice because they have something to lose. So when you're building your list, you're categorizing your list. You're doing the ITS, invite, taste, and share. Now, where are you taking these people to? You're taking them to step number 3, which is the what? Coffee and jazz mixers. Now you say, well, David, what do I say to these people? Well, it's very simple. We have what we call our 4 questions. All right, how many of you heard our 4 questions before? The 4 questions, guys, very simple. Do you, anybody you know, drink coffee or tea at least on occasion? They're going to say yes every single time, because I didn't ask you if you drink coffee. I said, do you or anybody you know drink coffee or tea at least on occasion? It's very important that you ask it that very specific way. Well, if you do drink coffee, how do you normally drink it? Do you drink it black or with cream or sugar? Well, I drink it with cream or sugar. Fantastic. Well, what brand of coffee do you drink? Is it Folgers? Is it Maxwell House? Is it Starbucks? They say Starbucks. Okay, great. When was the last time Starbucks paid your commission for drinking their coffee or sharing it with anybody else? Never. Well, let me introduce you to the coffee that pays. Okay? You say, okay, well, what is this all about? What is this project all about? One of the power phrases that I've used for the last 2 years is a very, very simple question. Okay? And I'm going to ask the question to you right now. Knowing what you know now about Starbucks, if you had the ability to invest in Starbucks 10 years ago, how many of you would have done it? You would have done it without some doubt. Well, listen, I found something bigger than Starbucks. And I'm going to be having a coffee and jazz mix at my home Thursday at 7 o'clock. You need to be there. How many of you can say that? Very simple. Okay? Now, you got to leave here tonight. Remember the win formula. You got to be willing. You got to take the initiative. Leaders, you got to be able to inspire and never quit. Never quit doing these 4 steps. Over and over and over again. Somebody comes in, you take them through the 30-day game plan for them to execute these 4 steps. Step number 3 says what? Book 4 coffee and jazz mixes. How many?
4.
How many?
4.
Not 2, not 1, not 3, but how many?
4.
4. In-home meetings, where you invite people over so they can taste the product and you're going to share the opportunity with them. We've got tools that we use, the new gold standard DVD. We now have this particular PowerPoint on DVD. How many of you can click and read? Do you guys notice that's all we did tonight? We would look back, look at the board, read it, and then talk to y'all, right? That's all we did. How many of you can learn how to do that? Guys, I've been saying the same thing for the last 2 years. Can you believe that? I know some of you saw my presentation for the first time. Just talk to somebody that's seen my presentation at least 3, 4, 5 times. I say the same thing. No, guys, it's not a joke. I say the same jokes at the same time.
That's right, come on.
I've been doing this for 2 years. I started off doing it in people's homes for 2, 3 people saying the same jokes. If I did the first part, I would have cracked I was 300 pounds 3 years ago. Now I started drinking this coffee. Look at me today. I've been saying that same joke.
Come on.
I mean, is life that simple to say the same thing all the time? Yeah. Isn't that so? How many of you like to just say the same thing? I mean, that's your job description, to say the same thing. 4 times a week. How many of you can do that? How many of you can say the same thing 4 times a week and earn millions of dollars? I mean, I don't want you to change anything. Guys, here's the deal. As soon as I saw somebody sign up with me saying what it is that I said, I never changed it. If it worked for them, oh, it's going to work for thousands. The same thing. So when I say go do the coffee and jazz mixes, I'm not saying go sign up the world. I'm saying go say the same thing. So one day you sound good saying the same thing. Didn't that sound good? You're supposed to say, yeah. Thank you. Right? That's, guys, it's about doing it. If you do it, the power will appear. It's not going to happen by osmosis. The person you are today is not the person you're going to be a year from now. Does that make sense? The person I am today is not the person I will be a year from now, or the person I was a year ago. A human need is to grow. That's a human need. You have to grow. You have to get better. Okay, I get good at this presentation, I make a lot of money. How simple is that?
It gets easier, doesn't it?
It's like subconscious. You don't even have to think about it anymore. Because you've done it over and over and over again. So when you're taking people through this 30-day game plan, and you're now setting up their coffee and jazz mixes, when you go in to do that mixer, you're not doing it because that person has 50 people in the home. I've done lots of mixes where nobody showed up. I've done mixes with 1 person showing up. I've done mixes with 2 people showing up. But I kept doing it over and over again, kept saying the same thing over and over again. Now when I go into cities, it's 5, 6, 7, it's going to be over 1,000 people in New York. And guess what I'm going to do on Thursday? The same thing. Catch a flight, go to New York. I'm going to say the same thing. And they're going to laugh. And they're going to join.
That's right.
Because that's what people do. People join. That's why I tell people, we don't really care about you joining this business. We don't care about you joining anything. We care about your success. That's why it's important that you stay for this training so you know what it is that I need to do within my first 30 days to be successful in this business. I didn't ask anything about money. I said go show the plan 4 times a week. The more attractive that you become, the more income you will earn. The more attractive that you become in this business, the more income you earn. The better you become, the more income you earn. It's that simple.